Good Tuesday morning. Welcome back to our hashtag Zoo Open Online Daily Facebook Lives. We are in the Education Center today and we're going to meet and greet a chinchilla. So we have a lot to learn about these chill creatures. So we will get right into it, but we'll give you guys a moment or two to join us and let us know that you're here. We'll give some shout outs. And then we have a really cool announcement for the kids out there. So we want to make sure that we give you guys some time to learn all about that. And of course, learn everything there is to know about our chinchilla. Good morning to Isabel, Colton, and Cassidy. Hi, Max. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, guys, we are doing this every weekday, 10:30 a.m. We'll be here. We're moving all around the zoo and trying to keep you guys connected even though we're still having to stay apart at this point. Hi, Gavin and Grayson in Kansas City. Hi, Desiree in Windsor, Ontario. Hi, Julia and Calvin in Sylvania. Theodore, William, and Marcus out in Cali, waking up early to join us again. Hi, Tony. Thanks for letting us know you can hear us and see us. Good morning, Kenny and Zach. Hi, Hazel, Katie, Ariana, and Zeph. Good morning, Taylor and Malia. Hey, Aubrey in Michigan. Hi to the Riker family. Hi, Charlie, age 8. Hi, Roland. Thanks for tuning in. All right, guys. As we said, we are Chin-chillin today here with our chinchilla, and we have a really cool announcement of a new program that we have going on, so we want to get right to that, but we can't skip our morning announcements. Don't forget, today is Tuesday, so that means meals on the go. Stanley's Kielbasa or turkey and gravy. Check it all out. Place your order now. Has to be in by 1 p.m. ToledoZoo.org/meals on the go. Also, check out our virtual offerings. We've added virtual yoga and virtual trivia nights. So make sure that you go to ToledoZoo.org/virtual to sign up for those. We're doing yoga this coming Saturday and trivia next week. We've got a family edition of trivia and a date night. A little something for everybody there, so check those out. And of course, we do remain closed, and unfortunately, we don't know yet when we'll be able to reopen, but we will keep you guys posted on here, on our social, and on our website. As soon as we know more, you'll know more. And thank you, as always, for still supporting us during this difficult time. You have helped see us through this. Please stick with us. You can always donate using our donate button here on our live feeds or ToledoZoo.org/donate. or by renewing your memberships early or becoming a Zoo Pal. All right, guys, we are here in the Education Center, and we are in what would normally be the preschool classroom. We are here with Nicole from our Education Department and our chinchilla, and she's going to not only tell us all about this amazingly cute little creature, but also talk to us about our new Summer Kids Club.
Yeah, that's right. So we are just announcing we are going to do a Summer Kids Club this summer. So kids can join. It's a one-time registration fee, and you're signed up for the whole summer. And each week, Monday through Saturday, we'll have 2 to 3 things online that kids can join in on. So we'll have live Q&A with keepers. We'll have some behind-the-scenes videos. And then you get to meet animals just like this one. This is Parkour, our chinchilla. And we have 2 different topics for our kids club. So for the younger ones, we have animal superheroes. And for our older kids, we have zoo careers. So you'll be able to talk to zoo staff from all different departments. So it's going to be pretty fun and really exciting. When the zoo opens back up, we will also have activities on grounds you can come and do.
So you guys can learn more about that. It is in place of our summer safari camps, which with the pandemic we are not able to offer as normal. So we came up with this virtual option, and you can learn more about it and sign up at ToledoZoo.org/kidsclub, all one word. And there is a member discount and there is a siblings discount. So if you have more than one child, you can sign everybody up. So check that out at toledozoo.org/kidsclub. And we'll put the link in the comments for you guys here in a little bit too. All right, so talk to us about Parkour.
Yeah, this is Parkour. She is a long-tailed chinchilla, and she has been at the zoo for about 8 years. She's just over 8 years old, so we've had her for most of her life, and she is a pretty big favorite of many of us here at the zoo. She is very nice, and she really loves those chin scratches.
Aww.
So those are her favorite things, so she really likes her keepers and our education staff. So chinchillas, you can see the best part of them is that they have all of this really thick fur. And it's very, very soft. I was told that it feels like a cloud when you touch it. So she has that really thick fur. And if you think about your hair, when you think about your hair, one piece of hair comes out of each follicle. If you were a chinchilla, 80 hairs would pop out where every one piece of hair is in your head. So she has very, very thick fur. And she has that to keep her warm, because she's all the way from the Andes Mountains in South America. And so they need that thick fur to keep them really warm when they're high up in the mountains. But a funny thing about their fur is because it's so thick, they don't like to get it wet. So they don't take showers or baths like you or I would. They actually take dust baths. So they roll around in dust and dirt, and that helps to get everything in their fur out. So it helps to keep them clean. So we actually give her some dust, and she can take a bath here with dust as well.
That is very cool. So
Yeah.
also not into swimming, huh?
No,
not her favorite summer activity.
Not a swimmer at all.
Okay. All right. We're getting some questions in here. Let's start with our first one here. Camden and Cooper would like to know, what do chinchillas eat?
Oh, that's a great question. So she is a plant eater. So she will find all sorts of plants out in the wild to eat. But here at the zoo, they eat some hay and alfalfa, along with a pelleted food. But I have to tell you, her most favorite treats are peanuts and raisins, which I'm sure some of you like as well. Those are her most favorite treats.
All right. And Roland would like to know if they're endangered.
They are endangered. So they're pretty common as domestic animals, like Parkour here. So they would be like as pets, or institutions like zoos have them. And they're pretty common there. But out in the wild, there's not very many of them. So there's only about 5,000 or so left in the wild.
And Charlie wants to know, where did you say they lived?
They lived in the Andes Mountains in South America.
All right. And that leads a good segue here into Alex's question of, do they make good pets?
We here at the zoo say they make very challenging pets. So I think Parkour is a little bit of a tricky one because she's so nice, but she's probably the nicest chinchilla I've ever met. They are a rodent, so they have very sharp front teeth. So you have to be careful of those. And they're nocturnal, so they're usually awake at night. So during the day when you're awake, they're sleeping. So they can be pretty tough pets to have. So that's what we like to say. They're very challenging, so you have to really know what you're doing before you get one.
Got to balance that out with their cuteness.
Yes.
Their cuteness makes them look like they'd be really good pets all the time.
Yeah, and they're not always like this. She's super calm. They're not always like that.
So we have a shout out from Danielle, says hi Nicole, and Aiden says hi too. So we want to make sure we always get those out. All right, Natalie wants to know, how soft are her ears and why are they so big?
Oh, she has really big ears because she has to hear animals around her. She's moving around a little bit. So in the wild, she would be considered a prey animal, which means she's an animal that gets eaten by other animals. So she has those really big ears so she can hear anything coming. And once she hears them, she can run away really fast. She's super fast, or hide underneath a rock. And so that's why those ears are so big. They're soft, but they're not soft like the rest of her body. You can see they don't have quite as much fur on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sophia wants to know, do chinchillas come in different colors?
They do. So in the wild, they would actually be a little bit more brownish in color. But in captivity, you can actually find, most of them are this color, but you can find all black ones and all white ones as well.
Ooh. And Alex asks, what are the predators to chinchillas?
Great question. So a lot of those animals are up in the sky, so like hawks or owls try to get them, but things like foxes or snakes can also eat them.
And Brendan would like to know, how old did you say she was?
She's 8 years old.
All right. Kyrie from Monroe would like to know, what is her favorite game?
Oh, her favorite game, we actually have it here with us. And it is a ball she likes to run around in. We're going to show you that in just a second. So yeah, she really loves to run around. And so we have a ball she likes to play with.
And we've also been asked, and I think we might be getting set up here, does she dance?
Does she dance? She actually doesn't really dance. So she can run really fast. She can jump really fast, which is how she got her name Parkour, because that is a sport where you like jump and run and roll. And she can actually jump around 6 feet.
Wow.
So it's I've never actually seen her do it. And she might not be able to because she's been in captivity. But the ones in the wild can jump up to 6 feet.
Wow. And Izzy in Michigan wants to know, how many chinchillas does the zoo have?
We have 2. So we have Parkour here. She's our female. And then we have Timothy, and he is a boy.
And just so you guys know, Timothy is over here in his sleeping quarters, and he's currently asleep inside that Belvita box over there, which he is enjoying very much. And yes, it is as cute as it sounds. Isabel wants to know, how long do they live?
Oh, well, that's in the wild, they can live up to 10 years, but here at the zoo, they could live much longer. They can live even up to 20 years.
Wow, that's very cool. And Morgan asks, how much does she weigh?
Oh, I have to say, she's a little bit bigger. So Timothy is a little smaller, and in the wild, chinchillas tend to be smaller as well. So because she's in captivity, she's a little bit bigger, and they can weigh about 1 to 2 pounds, and I'm not exactly sure how much she weighs.
And Blake, age 6, and Elena, age 7, want to know, how fast do you think she can run?
That's a good question. She could definitely beat me in a race. I don't know how fast, like miles per hour, but she can run faster than me, so probably faster than you too.
And Catherine asks, how many babies do they have, and how big are they when they're born?
They are very small. But they look exactly like their mom and dad. So imagine a very miniature, like golf ball sized version of a chinchilla. And they usually have about 2 at a time. They can have more, but on average, it's about 2.
Very cool. And she getting a little antsy. Should we show off her ball?
Let's see if we can get her to run a little bit. So this is her ball. And she got it so we could let her exercise, and chinchillas love to run, so she likes this ball. Timothy doesn't actually run in it, so that's why I'm showing you Parkour.
And this would be considered a form of enrichment for her.
Yep.
All right.
I gotta make sure it's on there. There you go. All right, are we ready?
She's off.
I can't make her go any specific direction, so she kind of just goes where she wants.
All right, well, that's going to be Corey's challenge. We will talk a little more about these guys. No, Chris, she is not a hamster. She's a chinchilla.
Yeah, she is a rodent, though, so they are pretty similar in their teeth structure, and they're related, but she is a chinchilla.
And the Riker kids would like to know if chinchillas live in burrows.
Well, they do like to hide underneath rocks. They don't generally dig a burrow, but they'll find something to hide underneath, and then they usually sleep there during the day. Just like Timothy's sleeping in a box right now.
And Spencer wants to know if Parkour has any siblings.
I do not know that answer. So she wasn't actually born here, so I'm not sure if she has any siblings.
Jaden and Jackson ask, what sounds do they make?
They make about 20 different sounds, from squeaks to a bark. So they make a bark similar to a dog, but much quieter. Yeah.
And Cal would like to know if all chinchillas like to be held or just this one.
Not all chinchillas like to be held, and it takes a long time for us to build that relationship with her that she's okay with being held. So it takes us a while for us to all go in and hold her, and she still doesn't like to be held by everybody. So it really just depends on the person.
She has her favorites, huh?
Yes.
And Evan wants to know what the tail is used for. You said it's quite long.
Yeah, she's a long-tailed chinchilla, and that tail helps her to balance. So when she's jumping from rock to rock, or climbing up on a rock, that tail will move back and forth, and that helps her to maintain her balance so she doesn't fall off.
Very cool. And she is one of our education animals, so in our programming and things, kids and anybody participating would be able to touch her and feel how soft her fur is.
She is one of the favorites because she is so soft, so we do let people touch her when they're able to be at the zoo, and we bring her out. Yep.
All right. And Mandy asks, how old is Timothy?
Oh, Timothy, I think, is a bit older, so I think he's around 10.
And Kayla in Michigan asks, has she had any babies?
She has not. She has not had any babies. She's just hanging out with us, and she really likes her keepers. So she actually lived in our Africa barn with our giraffe keepers for a while, and they fell in love with her too.
She is certainly a favorite of many, yes. And we're getting a lot of questions about, are they recommended as pets? Do they make good pets? Talk to us about what you say.
Yeah, so the zoo says that they really don't make great pets. I know she looks super cute, and she looks like she'd be a great pet, but they are pretty challenging to have as pets. Again, they're nocturnal, which means they like to be awake when you guys are asleep, and waking them up is kind of tough. She is not a morning person. She doesn't like to be woken up during the day here. So she has gotten used to it because we bring her out for programs, and she likes to run around. So it takes quite a bit of time for a chinchilla to get used to things like this, and you have to handle them every single day. So they can be very challenging pets, and they have teeth like a rodent, which means they chew. We actually had a crate for her. She chewed through the side of it. So we have to give her stuff to chew every day, and they definitely can hurt if they bite.
I was just going to say, and that would mean she can bite too. Yes. And she does have little claws. Are they sharp at all?
They are not, actually. So her feet are actually pretty soft, and it helps them to move around on the rocks. There she goes.
Whoops. Logan wants to know if when they come to the zoo, can they see the chinchillas, or are they always sleeping since they're nocturnal?
Well, it depends. So if you are doing a program with the education department, you're more likely to see a chinchilla because where they are living right now is not where the public can go. So they're not on exhibit. So if you're doing a program with us, we bring her out quite a bit of time. So you may be able to see her that way.
And that would definitely be one of the benefits to our new kids club.
Yes.
Is you guys actually have quite a stash of
We have a lot of animals that aren't on public display.
And we've met quite a few of them during our live feeds. All of our animal meet and greets with Josh from Education.
Yep.
Our bearded dragon, the silky chicken, and now our chinchilla here. Yes. So yeah, if you guys are enjoying those, it would be definitely a good thing to sign up for our new Summer Kids Club. All right, Logan would like to know if they hibernate.
They do not. So they are built to handle the cold weather. So they do not hibernate. They have that thick fur, and so they don't have to stay out of the cold, and they can still find food in the winter. They may stash some food a little bit for the winter, but they do not hibernate.
And Amanda says, so they are rodents. Do they climb like squirrels or stay on the ground like rabbits? Hey,
Great question. So I always ask kids what they look like, and everyone thinks it's a combination of a mouse, squirrel, and rabbit.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah. So they do kind of like hop like a rabbit. Rabbits are actually not rodents. So they're not related to rabbits, but they do stay on the ground. They don't really climb like up a tree or anything. And that's because, as we talked about just a minute ago, their claws aren't very sharp, so they can't like grip to climb up a tree.
All right. And Reese wants to know, what is Parkour's favorite thing to do?
You're probably looking at it. She loves to run around, though. I was telling you guys earlier, she loves chin scratches.
Yeah.
By anyone. So that might be her favorite thing of the day, is to get a good chin scratch. But that's just her. Timothy does not like that.
Not into that.
Yeah.
And Maria asks, you might be biased on this one, but who's her favorite zookeeper?
I like to think I am her favorite, but that could just be because I have declared that she is my favorite. But she is a pretty big fan of our small mammals keeper, Stacy. And she really loved those giraffe keepers as well when she lived over there.
All right. There you have it, guys, the inside scoop. And Justin wants to know, do she and Timothy fight?
They actually don't live together. We got Timothy when he was already an adult, and Parkour likes to kind of hang out by herself. She's not a chinchilla that likes to be with other chinchillas. She likes us, I think, the most. And so they have never been together, so I don't know if they would fight. They might.
And Levi asks if they like to play in the snow.
Up where they live, they don't get a whole lot of snow. She would have to be really careful with the snow because, again, she doesn't like to get really wet.
Yeah.
And so if it were to snow, she'd probably stay away from that because she doesn't want to be her fur soaking wet. It takes a long time to dry.
And Blake, age 6, wants to know, what does she eat?
Yeah, she here at the zoo eats some like hay and alfalfa. And some pelleted food, but her favorites are peanuts and raisins, and sometimes she even gets craisins. In the wild, up in the mountains, she would eat any plant that she could find, even a cactus. So if she found a cactus, she would eat it, and they get most of their water from those plants, so they don't always have to drink water, though we give them water here at the zoo.
And Shannon asks, do they shed when it's warm?
They do, yeah. So even when she was in my hand, she was probably getting a little warm, and she was starting to shed a little bit, so they do shed.
Oh, people are biased to you too. They say Nicole is my favorite. And we're getting quite a few of the hashtag Nicole fan club. Love it. This is awesome, guys. All right. Kaylin wants to know, are they as soft as they look?
They are as soft as they look. Yeah, again, there's like a couple kids have told us she feels like a cloud because she is so soft.
Aww. And Isabel asks, how long does it take for them to get full grown?
It only takes them a little less than a year, so they grow super fast, about 8 months in their adult size.
That is awesome. Sarah says, I love him. She is incredibly cute.
Yes.
Are you going to take her back out for some more chin scratches here?
We'll see if she comes out. She really likes to run around.
I don't know. We'll see, guys, if her favorite is really in the ball or if she'll go for some more chin scratches. All right, guys, as we said, we wanted you to meet our chinchilla today. As we introduce our new Summer Kids Club, this is one of the things that you will get to do this summer is these live animal interactions where you meet and greet animals. Yeah, it's virtually, but as you have all seen, and she's done, as you have all noted, Nicole has done an awesome job telling you all about our little chinchilla here.
Do you want to try to give her a chin scratch, Kim?
Oh,
just
I
right
do.
Here.
Oh, I most certainly do.
She likes it.
Oh my goodness, you guys. She is totally as soft as a cloud. I am with you all on that. Aw. Nicole, what else do we need to know about Parkour and Timothy?
Oh, let's see. So they have these big things on front of their face, and I didn't talk about them. They have these really big whiskers you can see.
They're huge.
Yeah, you might notice, like, if you have a cat or a dog, they also have whiskers. They might not be this long. She needs these whiskers to see if she can fit inside holes or in between rocks. So when she goes in between a rock, if her whiskers don't bend, she knows that she can fit. But if they go like this, she might get stuck.
That's a good way to measure.
Yeah, so I forgot to talk about those because they're so big on her face.
And you did mention that people have said she looks like a cross between what 3 animals?
Oh, yes. I usually ask what this looks like if no one's ever seen a chinchilla before. And people will say mouse, squirrel, and rabbit.
I'm noticing her little nose twitching like a rabbit there.
She is definitely smelling. Checking you guys out because she's probably not met you too.
Yeah.
And so she's smelling you. And yeah, she kind of looks like a rabbit, but she's actually not related to a rabbit. Rabbits aren't rodents like she is, but squirrels are. So she is related to a squirrel and a mouse.
And Isabel wants to know, does she have good eyesight?
She does. So she can actually see in the dark better than we can, and that's because she's nocturnal. And so her eyes, you can see they're pretty big for her face there. And so she can see a lot better in the dark than we can.
And you mentioned with her big ears, she has really good hearing too.
Yes, yes. Her ears are actually very important to her because they actually help her cool down too. So when she gets hot, she'll pump that warm blood through her ears and it helps her to cool down. You can see, she's going to try to chew on that microphone. You can see that her ears don't have as much fur, so that helps to cool her down.
And we're seeing a little bit of her fur shedding off there.
Yeah, she's moving around quite a bit now there.
And Sam would like to know if she's allowed to run around without the ball.
She is not, and that's because, first of all, she can fit in tinier spaces than we can fit. So if she was to get in one of those, it would be very hard to catch her, and she can move really fast. So she moves a lot faster without the ball, and it would be very difficult to catch her.
Yes. All right. We're getting some virtual hugs from Connecticut. Awesome. Thank you so much. And I do believe we're going to have hashtag Nicole Fan Club trending here quickly. Caitlin would like to know, what are some of her favorite toys?
Yeah, so she has that ball. And then I know Corey showed you the exhibit a little bit, but she has a wheel to run in as well that she really likes. But the keepers will also give her paper. There's paper in there, and she likes to shred it.
Very nice. And you said she likes to chew on a lot of things. Does she have a favorite thing to chew on?
Oh, probably that paper in the box.
All right. And before we end here today, guys, we do have to make sure we get you a little glimpse of Mr. Timothy down there asleep in his Belvita box, because it is so adorable.
Yeah, he's pretty cute. He said, "This is my sleep time."
Yep. He said, "I don't need to be the star today." Well, thank you guys so very much for joining us. Nicole, give us one more plug for our new Summer Kids Club, because I know you were instrumental in creating this.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. We are hoping to get a lot of the people that would have signed up for summer camp and a lot more, so you don't actually have to be in the Toledo area, because a lot of it is online and virtual things. So we'll be interacting with songs and games. You'll see keepers and other staff. You'll learn how the animals get fed. And it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's all summer long. So please sign up, toledozoo.org/kidsclub.
All right. And those of you who are in the Nicole Fan Club, obviously would be a great thing to sign up. You're going to see a lot more of Nicole during the Kids Club. So yes, all of those new fan club members, be sure you sign up for our Kids Club. And as a side note, when we are able to open, tell us how it's going to transition.
Yeah, so we'll still have the online things each week, but each week we'll also have activities you can come do at the zoo. So they're going to range from building a bird feeder here at the zoo to participating in a game with your family. So each week there'll be something different that you can come do.
And as we said, guys, unfortunately, we don't know when we'll be able to reopen, but we are hopeful. And we will certainly keep you guys posted on here, on our social, and on our website. And as always, we thank you so much for joining us, spending some time with us chin-chillin' this morning, and we will see you next time.